Revelation 2312. From the 24th of April 1942. Times of need. Times of grace. Times of adversity are also times of grace, for God in His love constantly endeavors to bring salvation to people and uses all means to make Himself known to them so that they will find their way to Him and be saved from death and ruin. Every suffering is a grace, for God uses it as a means to change people's thinking. God knocks on people's hearts, He brings Himself close to them and waits for them to call upon Him, for them to let Him into their hearts in order to then be able to continue to work with His grace and love. For God's love never ends. It is not limited like the human being's love, it is without end and only applies to His living creations forever, which are made of Him and shall return to Him for their own happiness. The fact that people do not recognize this love is only the result of their state of being far from God, which makes them blind to the divine. God takes this state into account and treats people accordingly, but He never leaves them without help, and everything He sends upon them to lead them towards Himself are blessings offered to them by His love in order to win them back forever. And if the human being has not become completely hardened and loveless, these graces are not ineffective either. But they must always leave the human being's free will untouched. That is, all coercion must be eliminated, the human being must be free to want to let grace take effect on him, his will must not be determined in any way to lead a different way of life, otherwise the being would become unfree and this would prevent the soul's higher development. And this is why suffering is immensely beneficial, because it often causes the human being to turn to God of his own accord and thus makes use of a grace offered by God's love. Amen.